Is Russia another country trying to exploit Africa, as the West have been doing for the past years, or Russia is just a friend to Africa? The West continues to warn Burkina Faso that Russia may use and exploit Africa. Perhaps they're afraid that someone else will take up what they've been doing. Russia's involvement in Africa is a serious issue that requires attention. But oddly, the West seems so concerned all of a sudden. In spite of these cautions, deals struck between Burkina Faso and Russia have shocked the world. Even with all the opposition, you will not believe what they are planned. What is happening then? Let's investigate. Russia and Burkina Faso have formed an unexpected but strategically important relationship in recent years, which the West is so much concerned about it. This collaboration represents a shift from traditional alliances and both countries shifting geopolitical goals, especially in the areas of agriculture, nuclear technology, and food security. The alliance has taken observers by surprise around the world and signified a change in Burkina Faso's foreign policy, highlighting its aim to broaden alliances in the face of escalating global difficulties. Furthermore, Traore is moving Burkina Faso closer to Russia and away from the West as he gains the favor of the local populace. Russia and Burkina Faso's cooperation can be linked to the larger geopolitical changes taking place in the world, particularly after Western sanctions were placed on Russia because of its activities in Ukraine. Due to the sanctions, Russia is now more focused on Africa as it looks for allies, markets, and strategic partners outside of Europe. Under Captain Ibrahim Traore's leadership and the military junta that seized power in September 2022, Burkina Faso discovered in Russia a cooperative ally that could provide not only military assistance, but also scientific and agricultural know-how to the nation of Burkina Faso, a landlocked country in West Africa. With Russia, it has a chance to break free from its historical dependency on former colonial powers such as France. In order to discuss military cooperation, Russian Defense Minister Sergei Shoigu met with his counterpart Kasum Kulibay. The Russian-Burkinabe relationship is based solely on the principles of mutual respect and consideration of each other's interests, and in recent years, it has gained positive dynamics. The Russia-Burkina Faso partnership's emphasis on nuclear technology, particularly its use in agriculture, is among its most unexpected features. The potential of nuclear technology, which is frequently linked to military prowess and energy production, to transform agriculture in Burkina Faso, a nation where agriculture is the main driver of economic growth, is being investigated. 2023, at the International Economic Forum in St. Petersburg, Burkina Faso and Russia inked a number of memorandums of understanding MAUs that addressed the peaceful application of nuclear technology. These agreements are a part of a larger plan to improve sector-specific collaboration, with agriculture receiving special attention. The committee presented plans for public awareness campaigns and educational exchanges to educate the Burkinabe people about the advantages of nuclear technology and agriculture. This includes applying nuclear methods to control pests, increase crop yields, and guarantee food safety. Nuclear technology can provide Burkina Faso with a number of advantages in addition to its uses in energy and medical, especially in the fields of land and water management. Nuclear methods, for example, can be used to monitor soil erosion, enhance soil fertility, and facilitate more efficient use of water resources. For Burkina Faso, these are crucial regions since the agricultural industry that is extremely susceptible to the negative effects of climate change, such as drought and desertification. Furthermore, new crop types that are more resilient to diseases and pests, as well as better suited to the harsh climate of the Sahel region, can be created using nuclear technology. In addition to helping Burkina Faso feed its people, this might result in major increases in agricultural productivity and food security, opening up the possibility of Burkina Faso exporting agricultural goods. military coercion on a technical level, but also economic collaboration regarding the domain of nuclear power. Russia Defense Minister also said, regarding the domain of nuclear power, we'll try our best to assist you in developing answers to all of these queries. In every one of these anxieties, the President has already been informed of this by me. We will talk about the training program for various officers and automobiles in the sphere of military cooperation, including your pilots here in the nation. Russia has taken a proactive approach to resolving Burkina Faso's food security problems. Early in 2024, as part of a bigger humanitarian effort to aid many African nations battling food shortages, Russia sent 25,000 tons of free grain to Burkina Faso. This project demonstrates Russia's dedication to bolstering its relations and meeting Burkina Faso's agricultural demands. The grain cargo is a part of what has been called grain diplomacy, a Russian tactic to increase its influence in Africa by giving food aid to countries like Burkina Faso. Food shortages that have been made worse by domestic wars, subpar harvests, and the effects of climate change on a global scale have been significantly reduced because of this aid. In addition to offering short-term assistance, Russia's engagement in Burkina Faso's food security aims to establish the framework for sustained agricultural growth. Technical support for agricultural practices, including the introduction of Russian agricultural technologies that can aid boost production and sustainability, is provided alongside the grain shipments. This covers everything from cutting-edge irrigation systems to contemporary farming equipment, all with the goal of raising the productivity and efficiency of Burkina Faso's agricultural industry. Although African missions stand to gain a great deal, the first item on the list is related to food insecurity. Additionally, Russia's agricultural assistance is set within a broader framework of economic collaboration that encompasses expenditures on energy, infrastructure, and education. Another essential element of this partnership is the creation of agricultural training institutions financed by Russian money. By providing Burkinabe farmers with the information and abilities required to embrace contemporary farming methods, these centers hope to increase their resilience and productivity. It is impossible to comprehend the growing collaboration between Russia and Burkina Faso without taking into account the larger geopolitical framework in which it is taking place. Since September 2022, when the military takeover began, Burkina Faso has been making a concerted effort to broaden the scope of its global alliances. This change has been especially noticeable in the nation's retreat from long-standing friends like France, with whom ties are strained amid concerns about economic dependency and security. Under the direction of Captain Ibrahim Traore, Burkina Faso has turned his focus to Russia, a move that is indicative of the junta's intention to establish more autonomy internationally. This is a part of a larger trend in which a number of African countries are turning more and more to China and Russia as alternate allies, providing financial and military support without the political strings that Western powers frequently impose. Russia's alliance with Burkina Faso is a component of a larger plan to increase its power in Africa, especially in the fields of agriculture and energy. As the effects of the Western sanctions linger, Burkina Faso is an appealing partner for Russia, which has been looking for new markets and resources in Africa due to its strategic location in the Sahel region. The geopolitical dynamics of the region also influence the cooperation between Russia and Burkina Faso. The Sahel's security issues, particularly the emergence of Islamist insurgencies, have made it a focus of attention for international strategy. In addition to consolidating its position as a major actor in the war against insurgency in Africa, Russia is expanding its influence in a strategically significant area. Furthermore, they would also like to receive security guarantees from Russia on the future architecture of the security system. They can thus benefit from this summit in a number of ways, but the only requirement is that they be able to communicate with one voice. There have been notable advancements in military cooperation between Burkina Faso and Russia, in addition to their agricultural and nuclear cooperation. The two nations' defense cooperation has clearly increased since Captain Ibrahim Traore came to office. November 2023 is the date in which Colonel Kassoum Koulibaly, the defense minister of Burkina Faso, traveled to Moscow to meet with Sergei Shoigu, the Russian Minister of Defense. Their defense cooperation entered its practical phase at this summit, where they discussed arms supply, training, and military assistance. Russia has promised to send more troops and military instructors to Burkina Faso. The deployment size is anticipated to grow over time. In addition to teaching Burkinabe armed personnel on the ground, Russian military instructors are helping to train Burkinabe law enforcement authorities in Russia. This extensive training program aims to improve the military and security capacities of every Burkinabe soldier by giving them the tools necessary to counter the increasing threat of insurgency in the Sahel. Add your voice to the total liberation of Africa by dropping a comment in the comments section below. Do not forget to like and subscribe for more informative videos like this one. Let's continue. A group of 100 Russian paramilitary combatants, formerly known as the Wagner Group, from the Africa Corps, landed in Ouagadougou in January 2024. Preserving President Traore's and the Burkinabe people's safety from attacks is their main goal. What then is Putin proposing? In order to improve security on the continent, the President of Russia has pledged to give free weaponry to all African countries. Russia is currently the largest arms supplier in Africa. In addition to arms supply, Putin promised collaboration in trade, science, and technology. In addition to the direct military and agricultural advantages, Russia and Burkina Faso's collaboration is promoting public awareness campaigns and educational exchanges. These programs seek to advance agricultural innovation while also deepening our understanding of nuclear technology and its uses. A crucial element of the agreement inked between the two nations has been educational exchanges. Opportunities to study in Russia are being extended to Burkinabe professionals and students, especially in industries like agriculture and nuclear technology. These courses are intended to give the upcoming generation of Burkinabe leaders the information and abilities required to spearhead the nation's progress. Campaigns for public awareness are also being started to inform the Burkinabe people about the advantages of nuclear technology and agriculture. With an emphasis on nuclear technology's potential to increase agricultural productivity and improve food security, these campaigns seek to debunk myths and misconceptions around it. The emphasis on public awareness and education reflects a wider realization that local population empowerment is just as important to sustainable development as technical aid. By making investments in awareness and education, Burkina Faso and Russia are building the groundwork for a long-term alliance that transcends short-term military or economic benefits. What then is the destiny of the two countries? Russia and Burkina Faso's collaboration, especially in the fields of agriculture, nuclear technology, and military assistance, signifies a dramatic change in both nations' foreign policy. Burkina Faso sees the collaboration with Russia as a chance to diversify its foreign alliances, take on significant difficulties pertaining to domestic security and food security, and assert more independence on the international scene. The alliance between Russia and Burkina Faso is a component of a larger plan to increase Russian influence in Africa, especially in light of sanctions imposed by the West. In addition to opening up new resources and markets, Russia is establishing itself as a major actor in the strategically important Sahel region. However, there are difficulties and complexity with this strategic partnership that might have a significant impact on both nations, as well as the larger international community. Burkina Faso must carefully strike a balance between its new alliances and its current partnerships, especially with its neighbors in Africa and its long-standing Western allies, while it fortifies its ties with Russia. The shift toward Russia may cause difficulties with nations that are wary of Russia's expanding influence in Africa, even though it offers many advantages in the form of military assistance and agricultural growth. Burkina Faso has always benefited from the military and economic support of France in particular. But recently, ties between the two nations have deteriorated, especially after the military junta's ascent to power. Russia has moved quickly to fill the void left by France's troop withdrawal from the area and criticism of the French policy by Captain Ibrahim Traore, which has further strained relations between France and Burkina Faso. This change in allegiance may also have an impact on Burkina Faso's ties with other regional institutions like the African Union (AU) and the Economic Community of West African States (ECOWAS). Concerns regarding the increasing sway of foreign powers in Africa, especially with regard to military actions, have been voiced by both groups. Burkina Faso will need to carefully handle these regional dynamics as it forges closer connections with Russia in order to stay out of the spotlight and preserve its influence inside these significant African organizations. What will be the economic effect of these two countries' series is the question at hand. There is potential for major social and economic transformation in Burkina Faso as a result of the economic collaboration between Russia and Burkina Faso, especially in the areas of nuclear technology and agriculture. But how well these measures are carried out, and if they can be maintained in the long run, will determine how successful they are. For instance, the use of nuclear technology to agriculture might result in considerable gains in production, addressing concerns related to food security and enhancing farmer lives. To guarantee its safe and efficient use, this technology also necessitates significant investments in infrastructure, training, and legal frameworks. The ability of the Burkinabe administration to handle these difficulties and incorporate the technology into the larger agricultural system will determine how successful these projects are. Furthermore, the partnership's wider economic effects with Russia will hinge on how equally the advantages of cooperation are shared by Burkina Faso's populace. Increased Russian support may benefit the military and some economic sectors, but there's a chance that the general public won't feel the same way, especially in rural areas where food insecurity and poverty are most severe. It's important to recognize the social effects of growing Russian influence in Burkina Faso. Cultural and sociological changes are possible as the nation gets closer to Russia, especially in terms of how the general public views and feels about long-standing Western allies. This could have unpredictable effects on the political dynamics of the nation and alter the social fabric of the nation. Is there a better connection between Russia and Africa than there is between Africa and the West? Why is the West attempting to influence Africa's perception of Russia negatively? How do you feel about Russia partnering with Africa? Tell us what you think in the comments section below. We explore the rich history, culture, and the ongoing struggle for sovereignty in Africa. Join us in this important conversation by subscribing to our channel. By subscribing, you're not just staying informed. You're becoming part of a movement dedicated to reclaiming Africa's rightful place on the global stage. Hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss an episode. Let's work together to spread knowledge and inspire change. Thanks for watching.